Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I thought I would do an entire video on how I planned and budgeted my trip to Italy that I've been on. It was such a good trip. We did 3 nights in Rome, 3 nights in Florence and then 1 night in Pisa, and I think the way I organised it... Sorry if you notice a bit of a difference in the lighting. My blind, I just had to put it down a bit because the sun was blaring in a bit too much. But yeah, I just thought I'd go. I'm going to be looking at my phone a lot, I do apologise, but it's got all the info on it. So I thought I'd just go through like the itinerary that I planned. I don't like doing it to the T, but I like a rough one. And then like what I use, like companies I booked with and stuff, how I found restaurants as a celiac, and how much I budgeted for when I was there, and I will give a total of how much we spent at the end of the video. So let's get into it. The first day we flew from Gatwick and we arrived at our hotel, I'd say around, not hotel, a like apartment, it's like a B&B. We arrived there about 8:30, so we really didn't do much the first night. We literally had gelato and a share bag of crisps for our dinner, which was not the best, but we had a bigger dinner at Gatwick at Wetherspoons. So where we stayed, which I will definitely recommend this place, it was really, I think it was really good location, nice room, we had enough space, then there was a balcony as well. So it's called Residenza, I'll put it on screen, II Giglio, and the address is Via del Conservatorio 55, Navona, Rome. And we booked through booking.com. It was really good, like communication, just everything, 10/10, would recommend. So the day 2 was like our Colosseum day, so we kind of had like an activity a day, not every day but mostly. So yeah, that day we went to the Roman Forum, Palatine Hill and Colosseum, and I'd really recommend all of those. We did an audio guide, which was really good. And then, where did we go for dinner this day? We went to, I think it was Voglia di Pizza at the end of our road, and then we went at the end of our road, it was kind of at the end of our road, and we saw the Trevi Fountain and the Pantheon as well that evening. And then the other day we went, I'm really sorry about the lighting, the other day we went to the Vatican, which, amazing. Like, I feel like I underestimated it for some reason, but wow. Like, I'm not personally religious, I was brought up religious, but I'm not religious. But just so interesting to just learn about and explore, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it. And I think we just picked up some lunch that day, and then we went for dinner in the Trastevere area, which again would really recommend that area. I'd always seen people like speak about it, and it does live up to the hype. There's loads of restaurants, loads of bars, there's a little square where people were like dancing. Yeah, would definitely recommend that if you're looking for like a, I'd say if we were comparing it to like the UK, it would be like Soho the Lanes kind of vibe, maybe? I don't know. Don't know if I can compare it entirely. Anyway, moving on. So the day 4 was the day we had to leave Rome. I really wish we did another night or like booked an earlier flight. It's the one thing I'm a bit like, oh, but I feel like that's always the way with somewhere like Rome. There's so much to see, and I didn't want to wear myself out. I was already doing like over 20k steps a day. I didn't want to be paying for cabs because you want to walk and explore the city. And I think we still did enough, but yeah, there was so much to do there. So we actually got the bus because we were originally going to get a cab, and we were like, let's not waste our money. We went to I think they're called tobacco shops, I'm pretty sure. Bought a bus ticket, it was really cheap, like under €2 each. And we went from Roma at Termini station to Firenze S. Maria Novella. And we got a fast train, it was only 1 hour and 40 minutes, which is amazing. I don't think the train was too expensive, I can't remember the exact amount. And then we had the most painful walk to the station. At that point I was like, this is the one instance I'd pay for a cab. It was so hot because we got there at like 3. I'm lugging an 18 kg case up a hill for like 20 minutes upstairs. It was painful. And then we got to our accommodation. To be honest, I'm not recommending this accommodation. If you want to know which one to avoid, then yeah, it wasn't bad, but just communication was awful, and the fan wasn't really working, and that was a bit small, so I'm not going to recommend this one. And then that evening we actually went straight to an Irish bar at like 6 p.m. that was on that road, just so we could watch a bit of the football. And then we went for dinner in the centre, right next to the Duomo. Amazing. That was like a really good night. It was just, we were kind of playing it by ear, and just, yeah, it was just really nice. And then the day after we went to the Accademia Gallery. This was like the kind of one rainy day we got. In Rome it rained overnight. The first night we got there, so it didn't really affect us, but this was kind of the one where rain slightly interfered. But yeah, we went to the Accademia Gallery, which was where Michelangelo's David is. Oh my god, massive in real life. I feel like everything in Italy is so much bigger in real life. I don't know why. Yeah, we literally just went to an American diner for lunch. So we wanted a bit of different food, and went home and chilled, and then went out in the evening, which we managed to avoid the rain on the walk there. But on the walk back we like went somewhere for a drink to think it was going to die down a bit, and it did a tiny bit, but it was still raining quite a bit. But I'm happy because we avoided it a lot. It was forecast a lot of rain, and we literally, that was the only instance we really got affected by it. And then day 6 was kind of like a chill, explore, do what we want kind of day. We didn't want a set booking every single day, so in Florence we only had it for one of them. We wanted to see, or kind of but Ryan agreed, Ponte Vecchio, which is like a bridge where there's loads of shops, and yeah, it was just cool to see. I was just walking over it, to be honest. But on the way there we went to I'll find it later on in the video. We went to somewhere else, like a little square, and that was really, really nice. But we were walking to Piazzale Michelangelo, which is like a viewpoint. If you're in Florence, do this. Because I was like, this wasn't fully planned at first. And I was like, oh, actually, like, it looks quite nice. So nice. The walk up there isn't horrific. Yeah, it will wear you out a bit, but when you're walking that high up, it's going to, you know. You can chill when you're up there. There's places to eat. We didn't really eat. We only had some crisps and some water, but like, you know, there's things where you can like rest before you go down. And then went for lunch at a fully gluten-free place, which is very nice. I went to a photo booth as well, but I can't remember the photo booth picture is. It was tragic. We ended up going to eat opposite the place we'd ate the night before, and we actually got pasta that night just for a bit of a change. And then day 7, we got the train from Florence to Pisa, which is about an hour long. And then I'd really recommend this place. It's called Hotel La Pace, and it's right next to the station, like 2-minute walk if that, and really easy to get to. They allowed us to store our luggage in their luggage room, because we got there, I want to say like 12:30 1ish, and not 12:30 1, it was earlier than that. I think we got there about 11:30 12ish. And they were really, really lovely there. Let us leave our bags, and we went into like the centre, which wasn't too far away, to be honest. Pisa seemed quite small, and again a fully gluten-free place we went to for lunch. And then we did have tickets to climb the Tower of Pisa, but we didn't do it. It was really hot. We were like searching it up because we were a bit like, oh, unsure, and they were like, don't recommend if you get dizzy. And I get dizzy, and we were both just a bit like not really feeling it, so we didn't do it. But we went to the cathedral, and there's like a museum, and then kind of wandered on the way back, saw this bit of art. I can't remember the exact art it was. And then the bed in the room was so comfortable. Oh, we were contemplating staying in just so we could lay in that bed. It's like the comfiest bed I've ever slept in my life. I don't know if I've been going to really bad hotels, because I do not like paying for expensive hotels, but you like sunk into it. It was so good. And yeah, we just went out for dinner, and again some drinks. I think like one drink, because we were up early the next day going home. Our flight was at 9:45, and that was it. Fly by. One thing I wanted to just show you about, my friend Em actually got me on this, and what a lifesaver, because the feature is amazing. I had no clue it exists. So if you have an iPhone, it has it, but I think Google Maps has it as well. But there's this thing called guides, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can add things to the guides. So for example, in Rome, can you see there's all those pins? And that's me like doing research and pinning all the places where we're staying, where we're going, food places. I just wanted to mention that because I'd really recommend it. I'm definitely going to use it for like other trips in the future, and I just no clue it existed, so thank you, Em. But I just thought I'd go through like companies I booked with, because sometimes, you know, it's helpful to know that. So we booked our hotels through booking.com, and if you've got an Amex card, make sure you click through the link, because booking.com gets a lot of Avios points. Get your guide for all of our activities, and then EasyJet for our flights. And I looked for the cheapest flights through Skyscanner, because I've used that, I think it was just this year. I've heard about it a lot. It just searches the cheapest flights like that month, and obviously me and Ryan don't have anything to tie us down in terms of being teachers or anything, you know what I mean, like we can go whenever. So yeah, and we actually ended up going the exact same date last year, so I don't know if that's like a cheap week or something. And then how I found restaurants as a celiac. So if you don't know, I'm allergic to gluten. I was diagnosed I think in 2019. Worst thing to ever happen to me. Anyway, we move, but one good thing, if you were a celiac, Italy, well, I'd move there right now if I could. Like, they're so good with gluten-free. And like here, when you get Zizzi's, which the base is actually frozen, the gluten-free version, but over there, it's just all so like fresh bread, and like, I just can't believe it. The food was just so good. But yeah, I used Find Me GF, it's an app, and you can basically, so I've just typed in Rome in the location, and it will just come up with all different points, and there's reviews as well on it. And then what I tended to do was like then searched the ones that had a lot of reviews just so I could double check it. Yeah, I found so many places. If you go on my Instagram, I wrote out all of the food places I went to. If you want to know any of the food places I went to, would really recommend Mummery. Mr. Pizza was really good, especially because of the view. I could have ordered one with a bit more cheese, the pizza, but... And then, I can't remember the exact name, but the pizza sandwich place, again, on my Instagram, would definitely recommend that. Oh, the focaccia had so much flavour. Like, Sagrano was really good, but this one, I was like, it had a lot of flavour, like loads of pesto, and there was like sun-dried tomatoes and like courgette, and it was so good. And then, how much I budgeted for when I was there. I feel like nowadays, people like go on holiday a lot, and I've only got to the point recently, well I obviously went on holiday last year, but like, I've never just been able to go on holiday like that. Like, the holidays I paid for, I went for Paris in 2019. I've gone like Center Parcs and London, but that is literally it. I've never like paid for abroad until last year. I went Lanzarote, and then this year Italy. And I think it's really overlooked how expensive it is, and you know that people do budget for trips, and don't be embarrassed, and you know, don't go over there and be like, oh, I'm gonna go all out, because that still goes with like the reckless spending habits, I think. Anyway, so I use Monzo. We took out €100 in cash just in case, and apart from that we used Monzo. Monzo's a really, I love Monzo. I've never had a bad word to say about it. It's really good. Paying everything on card, and Monzo like convert it for you. I tended to spend a little bit less than Ryan, so he would like Google how much I owe and just do a euro converter. But anyway, let's get into the specific costs and how much my 7-night trip to Italy cost. So accommodation was 300, this is each. So accommodation was £389.91. So that was all with booking.com. Would recommend Pisa and Rome, but not Florence one, so I won't say that. And then flights and insurance was £198.33. We both paid for 23 kg checked in luggage and paid for seats to be together as well. And then activities, so we did the Colosseum, the Vatican, Accademia Gallery and Pisa, and that was £122.02. And then I spent €70, which was €15 on souvenirs. I got a little shot glass and a little cap. And then €20 on city tax because one hotel wanted cash. And then one lunch and one dinner out of the rest of the money. And then we spent £270 whilst there, including food and drink, and that's my meal in the airport as well. And travels, that's 2 trains in the UK, 1 taxi, which was from the airport in Rome, 1 bus, which was to the station, and then 2 trains between obviously each place, and then the shuttle bus train kind of thing in Italy. Not Italy, in Pisa. So I haven't actually added all this up. I literally just did a like converter with how much euros, so it might not be entirely correct, but it basically is. So the grand total for this trip was £1,035.41, which I'm quite happy with. So my holiday last year, which was an all-inclusive, all came to £852.80. That's £1,035 for being in Italy, like self-catered. So I don't think we did too bad, to be honest. Like, I'm a budgeting queen, I find all the good places, but as well, when you're there, we got 1 cab, 1 bus. We walked everywhere. We were doing like probably between like 15 to 23,000 steps a day, you know, like I have been very tired since, but I think it's so worth just to walk so you can see things as you're walking, because that happened to us quite a lot. But yeah, I don't think it was that too expensive. Don't know what you guys think. But if you're contemplating a trip to Italy, I would definitely recommend. And yeah, if you're gluten free, find me GF app. If you're looking for cheap flights, Skyscanner. And with booking.com, make sure you have an account so that you can get the Genius discount on a lot of them, because that was like a decent amount for some of them. And yeah, I think that's it. If you want to know other bits like what I got up to, obviously I had the vlog that I uploaded, but there's also things on like my TikTok and stuff on what we did, like specifics each day. But I miss it. Obviously I have to wait next year until the holiday because I don't have the money to be doing that all the time. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if there's any other questions about my trip you'd like to know, just comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching.